Alright, Golden Week is now done, the chapters have come back, and for the Bleach chapter, this was definitely not worth the wait. Hey guys, LunarSpawn27 here, bringing you Bleach, chapter 579, The Undead 6. So the chapter begins with Gremmy's final thoughts before he officially dies. He was thinking if his imagination really did kill him, but he did say that he did imagine Kenpachi's power. With Kenpachi, he approaches Gremmy's body, who has now turned back to normal, except he still has the wounds that he got from the previous chapter. We get more of a confirmation of what led to Gremmy's downfall. It turns out that his imagination was perfect in imagining Kenpachi's power and strength. However, what he didn't imagine was Kenpachi's body, since his body was capable of containing that vast amount of power, unlike Gremmy's. But in actuality, that was just an excuse. His power of imagination did lose. His body then bursts open, revealing a brain in a jar? I really wish I'm making this up, but that actually happened. It turns out that Gremmy's body was never his own body. It was also a product of his imagination. So back when he said that he was going to kill Kenpachi without lifting a single finger, he was technically kind of true, except he's the one that's getting killed. Okay, seriously, what the hell? What the actual freaking hell? Gremmy this whole time was a brain in a jar? How does that even work? Did Yuha give Gremmy's brain the power of imagination to imagine his own body or something? Oh, who am I actually kidding here? We don't get an explanation about the brain in a jar. We don't get an explanation of how Gremmy got his own body. I mean, if this was like some sort of special technology, maybe I would understand, but no, it's not. It's just a regular brain in a freaking jar. Hell, I don't know if Kubo is going to give us an explanation because it's a freaking brain in a jar. This is something you cannot ignore. Furthermore, with Gremmy dying, fading away, saying that he'll imagine a world where there's no imagination, I don't care, really. I just want him to pick up the pace and die already. I don't care about him as a character, I don't care about him as a villain, and I sure as hell don't care of what he has to say. Unfortunately, Gremmy's death lasts for about 9 pages. That's basically the first half of the entire chapter, and for a Bleach chapter, that is too long. Well, on the plus side, at least Gremmy's dead, no Volstandig, and personally I don't really care about seeing his Volstandig, so the fight is over, it's done. Now the storm fortress that Gremmy created with his imagination collapses. Basically everything that Gremmy imagined has become undone. The Shinigami from Squad 11 who witnessed Kenpachi's battle cheer for him and start to head towards him. With Kenpachi, it seems he took some serious damage than we originally thought. He started coughing up blood because one of his internal organs was ruptured, and because of the explosion he became partially deaf. And yet despite all that, he was still able to keep on walking like he was okay. FYI, throughout the entire fight till now, he still had his eye patch on. Just let that sink in. So Kenpachi starts to look for Yachiru, calling out to her, but he comes across her lieutenant badge and her Shinigami outfit. What happened to Yachiru? No one knows. It's like she disappeared like that and left her clothes behind or something. The Shinigami from Squad 11 approach Kenpachi, and Kenpachi tells them if they see any Yachiru around. They tell him that they haven't, assuming that she ran off somewhere, so Kenpachi orders them to start searching for Yachiru, which they begin to do so, but all of a sudden a bolt of lightning strikes them down. This wasn't caused by the weather, which by the way, it started to rain just when Kenpachi came across Yachiru's badge and Shinigami outfit. No, it was caused by Candace, and the chapter ends with her and the rest of Bambietta's posse appearing right in front of him. So yeah, that is Bleach chapter 579. What did I think? Honestly, I think this is just a meh chapter for me, but it wasn't terrible enough to get a troll face. Gremmy's lead up to his actual death was kinda drawn out, especially for a Bleach chapter, and the whole brain in a jar thing was too much of a WTF moment for me. Certainly confused the hell out of me. I don't know if Kubo's gonna give us some sort of explanation, but I highly doubt it at this point. I wish he did, because this is really gonna bug the hell out of me. I mean, Gremmy's brain is still there. Is he technically still kind of alive if his brain is there? If Yuha gets his brain, what is he gonna do with it? How did Gremmy get his own body? If Kenpachi wasn't coughing up blood, was he going to destroy the brain? It's just, this raises so much questions. Well, at least the fight is over and Gremmy's dead so that we can move on to something else. Now, one of the few interesting things that happened this week was Yachiru's disappearance. We don't know if she went with Isane or something happened to her, but since her clothes and badge were left behind, something is definitely up. Maybe Gremmy did something to her before he disappeared. Well, that or Bambietta's posse might have something to do with it. There was a theory going around that Yachiru might be Kenpachi's Zanpakuto spirit, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense because if she was a Zanpakuto spirit, then why the hell would she have her own Zanpakuto? Speaking of Bambietta's posse, I'm not really sure what to think of them. They're just a group of girls that usually do whatever the hell they want, even if Bambietta was their supposed leader or something. I mean, they got away from Bambietta before she was fighting Kumamura, and then they returned to her, saying that they were going to help her or take care of her before she dies. So maybe, just maybe, in the next chapter, we'll get to learn what happened to Bambietta when her posse returned to her. I'm just worried that they might end up like carbon copies of Haibel's Facciones, and I don't like those three because they will never shut the hell up, and they're constantly arguing and bickering towards each other. But it seems that these four managed to get along with each other, so maybe they'll be at least more likable. But we didn't really see a lot of these four, so it's kind of hard to tell at this moment. We'll just have to wait and see until the next couple of chapters. Now, it seems that these four are going to fight against Kenpachi, but I feel like Kenpachi might take a back seat and let someone else fight them. He's got one of his internal organs ruptured, and he's partially deaf now. However, he did take down someone like Gremmy, so maybe fighting against these four will be a piece of cake for him. But then again, we don't know what these four can do. We know that Candace was the one that caused that lightning, and considering her letter is T, so she's probably Stern Reacher T, the Thunder. So if we're going to see Kenpachi fighting once again, this time with these four Stern Reachers, hopefully this will be a way better fight than with Gremmy. So overall, this chapter was just meh. There were some good parts in the second half of the chapter, but the first half was just Gremmy's supposed death, which was too long. And the whole brain in the jar thing was just a complete WTF moment that may not likely be explained. Honestly, the chapter was definitely not worth waiting after Golden Week. So tell me guys, what do you think of this week's chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you looking forward to seeing Kenpachi fighting against these four female Stern Reachers? And any idea what happened to Yachiru? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you like it and subscribe to more videos, and be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that is Bleach chapter 579. I'm LunaResponse27, and I will see you guys later. Bye.